Hey, this is Nellie's Farm. It is a beautiful Sunday morning. It is April 13th, 2025. I wanted to do a video on how to get free homestead supplies. The whole idea of my channel for starting it 4 years ago was to teach others, as I have been learning myself over the last 10 years, and that's DD, by the way, how to do homesteading on a very tight budget. I have found so many free things, guys. There's so much out there that's just there for the taking if you look. Now, this is some of the things that I have found free that you can use on your homestead, and I have. Buckets, tires, pallets, potting planters like pots, empty pots, scrap lumber, older plants that they're going to throw away. And there's a lot more. You just got to use your imagination and be resourceful. Now, back in the day, our grandparents and great-grandparents, depending on your age, had to deal with the Great Depression, and they didn't have anything. They used what they had and what they could find. America is the most wasteful country on earth. We throw away so much. In a lot of places that claim that they recycle, which they don't even do that here in my town. But they really don't. They just throw it in the landfill. That is unfortunate truth for a lot of America. Even if you want to make sure your stuff is recycled. Now, I want some of the places I wanted to share with you that you can get some of this free stuff. Habitat for Humanity stores. Now, when I was fixing up an old house years ago, an old Victorian that I owned, I found a local, now not here, this is in Arkansas, a local Habitat for Humanity store. Now, they've got stuff that's donated to them from everywhere. Old doors, even appliances, paint, you name it. Chandeliers, just all kinds. And there's a Bandy. She's going out by the bird feeder. She's going to sit under it, and she actually thinks she's going to catch a bird that way, even though she's partially blind and special needs because of her deformity in her back. But that's okay. She's not hurting nothing. I have to watch her real close. She's an inside cat mostly. So anyway, this is where you can find some of this stuff. Habitat for Humanity stores. Oh yeah, those stores, if you have one local, they have free stuff too. The one I went to years ago had tons of free paint and stuff. Some of them would be just about full. And of course it was opened, but it's still usable. So you can find absolutely free stuff at those places too. Also, garden sections of big box stores like Home Depot, Walmart, end of season stuff, they're going to throw away a lot of plants. A lot of places do that. They just don't want to mess with it. And they might be dying. Well, I'm a plant rescuer and an animal rescuer. I rescued dying plants that way and brought some back to life. You can get them free. Also, salvage yards. I got some buckets the other day at my local salvage yard. A lot of times they will actually have all the buckets stacked up in this place, in this one spot. Then you'll see a bunch of pallets in another place. All you got to do is ask them if they are planning on using those. And if not, they'll give them to you. So, also, you can find buckets all the time on the sides of roads. I can't tell you, every time I go out, I see a new bucket on the side of the road. They fly out of the back of people's trucks around here. I found this on the side of the road last week. And this actually already has holes in it. So I don't even have to put holes in the bottom for when I plant things in it. I am starting to think that things do a lot better in the containers now than in the actual dirt. So I'm going to be doing more container gardening, so I'm going to need those things. Now, those black containers right there, I got like 40 of them when I worked at Walmart 5 years ago. It was Valentine's Day, and the flowers were in it. In the entrance, they had flowers for Valentine's Day. So I asked my boss when someone was starting to stack them up, what are you going to do with those? And he said, we're going to throw them out. And I said, can I please take those? I can grow things in them. And he said, sure, take as many as you want. So I loaded up my Jeep with as many as I could fit and brought them home. And I still have stacks I haven't even used yet in the back. Totally free, guys. Totally free. Another place you can find things for your homestead that is free. Lumber yards. There's a lot of scrap lumber that they throw out. All you got to do is ask them. My sons made me raised beds with scrap lumber. Here's some of them. They need repainted. But you can make grow boxes. We have a compost bin made out of pallets over there, but it's falling apart, so we need to reinforce that this year. As you can see, we've got tires. I grow potatoes in those tires, and they grow very well. I just planted 2 yesterday. If you can find containers like that, like those plastic containers, including those cat litter containers, punch some holes in the bottom, and voila, you've got some great grow containers. This is, all free, absolutely free. Now, you can also find this stuff behind thrift stores, stuff people donate that they don't want. They only take the stuff they think will sell. And, dumpsters, if you have no objection to going there, just be careful. Watch out for no trespass signs so you don't get arrested or anything. Commercial dumpsters. One time on the way home from work a few years ago, there's a dumpster sitting with tons of scrap wood at it was an industrial factory area. I loaded up the back of the Jeep, as did another co-worker, and she's going to make flower boxes with them. All for free. It's going to go to waste anyway. Even these old bed rails, which we had a few in the barn, that is a trellis. Now, I know a lot of those YouTube channels have a bunch of fancy stuff in their garden, I can't afford that. I don't know about you guys. And, hey, it might not be as pretty as theirs, but food is food. No matter how, the plants don't care, how fancy your garden is or how much you spent on doing it. I just don't, even if I had a lot of money, I just don't see the sense in buying really expensive stuff when you can recycle. Recycling is very responsible. Good for the earth. Reuse things whenever you can. I have been that way my whole life, but I just wanted to share these little tips with you guys. That's about it. Keep your eyes open. You're out and about. Next time you run to the store or whatever, just keep your eyes open for pallets. Always ask though if they're by a business, so you don't want to get in any trouble. Ask if they're going to use that or not. If you can take it. You can find those kind of things behind those green containers. You can find them all the time around Dollar Generals and stuff, but like I said, you want to ask first. Don't want to get anybody in trouble. But as you can see, I have a lot of work to do in my garden. I wanted to give you guys a few tips because times are hard right now. And it really doesn't take much to grow a lot of food. It doesn't take money. It takes a lot of hard work. That's what it takes. Hard work. This is Nellie's Farm signing off, and thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoy your Sunday.